Hello, my lovely people, and welcome to Ruby Rose Tarot for your weekly general reading for September 23rd to September 29th of 2019. Just to cover the astrology really quickly, on Monday the 23rd is the fall equinox and the sun enters Libra, which is very represented in the cards that we see here. And we are getting into a lighter air feeling. Some of the heaviness should be lightened up a little bit. And although, we're out of Virgo, the mutable sign, we're into a cardinal energy. So you may be very inspired and feel a little, although it's not a fire energy, but because it's a cardinal energy, you should feel a little fired up, a little to take charge of things, to go after things. It is definitely that cardinal energy. And we're shaking off the mutableness of Earth. Earth can be a very grounding but heavy energy sometimes, especially with all the oppositions and squares that were going on in September. All the aspects were really heavy. So, this week is a little less aspects, although we still have some going on. So, Sun enters Libra on Monday. And then on Tuesday, the Moon is going to enter Leo. And the Mercury quincunx Neptune from Monday to Wednesday, which kind of your rational thought may be a little more influenced by your imagination. And that's not a bad thing. So you might find yourself having some crazy ideas. Maybe even like in here, I think maybe getting a little nostalgic about things. And that's a good thing. Also on Tuesday, Mercury sextiles Jupiter from Monday to Thursday. So it is an excellent time about thinking and making plans for your future. That astrological aspect of positive thinking and, having a really positive outlook and making you in this Libra season really want to come to some strong decisions about your future. And that is very represented in this reading. So I have a feeling next week will be a very rebalancing week, which is perfect because Libra is, the sun is in Libra and it's all about balancing those scales. And so if you've been out of balance with eating or health or working out or anything, even overworking at work, all those things, you need to rebalance that and come into having some more joy and making sure that you're equally balancing the time at work or whatever with family and rest and relaxation. Then on Wednesday, Venus squares Saturn from Tuesday to Friday. This can add a little stress to your intimate relationships. And that may be bringing up, as Pluto's getting ready to go direct again, and he's all about relationships and digging up some deep stuff with relationships. So this may be, you may find yourself during those few days from Tuesday to Friday assessing why you're having a negative feeling about the relationship. Is it the other person? Is this a pattern that you have with relationships? Are you always getting a little triggered by what that person does? Is it what they're doing, or is it because of past things that have happened? Are you punishing? I was in a relationship one time and I would get really mad at the gentleman that I was dating because I felt like I was getting punished for his ex-girlfriends. Teacher was like, that's not fair to me. I'm a whole different person and I don't really appreciate being punished for what other people did or didn't do or whatever. I'm a whole new person and this is a whole new relationship. So I think that's a good assessment to have, be self-reflective. Is it necessarily what I'm doing or what someone else is doing or someone else is triggering what I'm doing? It's usually much more complicated and you may have to dig a little deeper. That Venus squares Neptune. On Thursday, the moon is entering in Virgo and getting closer and closer every day to having that new moon in Virgo on Saturday. That new moon in Libra on Saturday, which will be great because it'll be a new moon in Libra in the sign of Libra, which will be great. So also on the Thursday, the 26th, Mercury squares Pluto from Wednesday to Saturday, and so this could be a little heavy energy depending on what you make of it. Again, I'm seeing a lot of this deep thinking that lends to the deep thinking about what you want, your future, that is very much a topic of this week. On Friday, Venus quincunxes Neptune from Thursday to Saturday. This will help with some of this deep thinking that Mars squaring Pluto is going to give you. It'll definitely make you feel a little more idealistic about love, helping to relieve that square with Saturn. And you're starting to feel that artistic creativity that's going to start to come in even more as we head to Scorpio season. Let's see what else is going on. Saturday is the fabulous new moon in Libra. So this is going to be wonderful. I'm so excited about this new moon. It's just a lighthearted moon, you know, full of fun and romance. You know, you see it here with the Three of Cups. It is just, you know, this is a day to go party, make love, all of those wonderful things. And because Venus is sextiling Jupiter, it's going to make it especially delicious. So that'll be nice, a little bit from that tension if you were kind of having some romantic problems midweek. I think what you have resolved, as long as you do resolve that, will definitely be much better on Saturday. And then finally on Sunday, September 29th, the Sun quincunxes Uranus from Friday to Monday. That might give you a little bit of nervous energy if you're finding yourself kind of over on the weekend. Hopefully you're not. That new moon energy will be much stronger, but you might, some of you, especially Taurans, seeing how Uranus is in your sign, you might feel a little nervous, tense, and anxious. So it's okay. Roll with it. Know that it's passing, and you'll be all good. So as you can see, a lot of these cards that I pulled just serendipitously tie into a lot of the astrology. And you have the Justice card, which is the sign of Libra. So apropos that, you know, on Monday we enter Libra season and we pick the Justice card. And the Thinking Man is another iteration of that. That's your energy oracle card. And so I feel like this week is so interesting. It's thoughts and emotions. It's a real balance between those two. You're balancing the thoughts and the emotions. And, you know, that is life. Our thoughts often dictate how we feel. I think a lot of this was even coming up in some of the monthly readings I was doing for October, is thought management and making sure that we are managing our thoughts. And I think this will be a real theme given this for this week and probably the upcoming month, is making sure that you're not, I call it mental masturbation, you know? That's just overthinking stuff. That serves no purpose. That does absolutely nothing. But that you're coming, you know, mental masturbation to be in my head, or just being over analytical, is just replaying a situation over and over again, and it serves zero purpose. It does nothing other than just create anxiety and depression, you know. So what you instead want to do is be, I think, what is self-reflective. And be more cognizant of how your thoughts create feelings within you. And so, you know, if I'm having this thought and it's making me feel like crap, what do I need to do to stop it? You know, because thoughts can have momentum. And you need to break that momentum, and you need to start a different thought pattern to make you feel a different way. And I heard a beautiful, I love it, quote that I'm going to use forever and ever now. And in order to break, and I'll tell you too in a second, but in order to break those thought patterns and get to better and healthier thought patterns, you really have to meditate. And I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to meditate. I heard the best quote, which was, meditation makes you dangerous. And it does, guys. If you can quiet all the mental noise in your head, stop the distractions, stop having to look at your phone, stop having to check this every 2 seconds. If you can be still and alone with your thoughts for 15 minutes, you can expand upon that, you are going to be so dangerous, because you will be walking into rooms where everybody else's insecurities in their heads are really loud and yours will be deadly quiet. And you will have so much confidence, and it will be noticeable. People like that are noticeable when they walk into the room. You know, I can tell my husband a lot of time, he'll get in bed at night and I'm like, okay, your thoughts are really loud. You need to stop. We're trying to go to sleep. He's like, I'm sorry. I can hear people's thoughts when they're like that. And so be very cognizant about your thoughts this week. I think it's a really good time to be self-reflective, but not over-analytical. And just tune into how your thoughts are connected with your emotions. Because your emotions are much more important, actually. I mean, your thoughts create your emotions, but your emotions dictate so much, right? We have a body intelligence that we often forget about. Your thoughts can condition your body. And then your body can often, but your body has an intelligence, right? I mean, your body usually reacts to things before your mind even starts to catch up. So affirmations, meditation, gratitude journals, all those things help to start to settle the mind and settle the body. Movement, right? If you haven't been working out, if you've been really sedentary, get out and move, right? I absolutely am a firm believer that trauma is held within the body. So get out, really make the connection. I feel like you need to go out and party. You need to celebrate the small victories. If you're feeling a little down after the energy of Virgo, you definitely need to start a victory jar. I think is always a great thing. Any little accomplishment, you throw it in a jar, and then at the end of the year, you read it out loud. I think oftentimes we forget our victories. You know, I had a client of mine that I was working with, and it was just a victory. We had several victories this year so far with her. One of them was just driving on the freeway. She was terrified to drive on the freeway. She did that. And she's had several other ones. And then she was down the other day, and I'm like, yes, but look at all these victories that you have had. And she forgot about them. And when we started recounting them, all of a sudden she's like, yeah. And she started to feel better about herself. I'm like, yes, do not forget your victories, all your accomplishments, right? Obviously, we move the bar. You accomplish something and then you move the bar to accomplish something else. But you can't forget the journey that you've had, because this life is all about the journey. It's all about enjoying the people that you love, spending time and having connection with friends and family. You know, don't be stuck in your head in a hermit too much. Part of life is absolutely engagement. And this is the whole thing. This is balancing that. It's balancing being self-reflective also with getting out and enjoying life. It is not lost on me that both of these cards are outdoor cards. This is absolutely telling you, get out and enjoy life. Engage in nature and engage with friends. Get out of your cycle and go out and enjoy it. And I think this is the week that you're going to start planning that. You're going to start planning how to put yourself out there. So I'm super excited for you guys for this week. I'm excited for this week. Although there's some aspects that, slightly challenging, I think the energy overall is going to be fabulous. And just make sure you're balancing those scales, balancing the thoughts with the emotions, and that each one is complementing the other. All right, guys, have a great week. And until next time, sending you so much love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. Namaste.